Ladies, the spotlight is on you this week, live with Dara. Now, remember when we spoke to the men and we asked them about what are their relationship deal breakers that would make them absolutely, totally end the relationship with their partner? This week, it's your turn. What are your deal breakers, warning signs, or red flag that has made you, end your relationship, or that would make you end the relationship with a partner? What are those? Let's talk about them. That's the topic for this week's Live with Dara.
I don't wanna be a fool for love. Girl, no, I wanna. Hey, no. I know that people do go through changes. Yeah. But this just don't make no difference. If we're gonna keep saying we love one another, yeah. Well, then we better stop fighting and arguing. 'Cause baby, I'm hurt.
Alright. Hi guys, welcome to Live with Dara. Wait a sec. Yep. From a link to Rising Star. Yes, Ricardo. Yeah, man. Put me up. Let me just sing one more live before my go to the show. I'm my glasses in. Ricardo, you see if you have a mic on them, that's it. Come sing with me, Ricardo. Well, you know it go. When they reach a part where we know me singing. Now I know better. Pull up. Time to start the live. Hi guys, welcome to Live with Dara. You are live on a Saturday night when you really don't have anywhere to go because it's curfew Saturday if you're in Jamaica. So I'm just here to entertain you, and we can talk about issues. Live with Dara, it's aimed at linking lifestyle issues with products and services. But sometimes you have the little Ray and you have the little Tay. And tonight is one of them nights where we do the Ray and the Tay. And we're looking at relationship issues from the female's perspective in terms of deal breakers, in terms of things they see as warning signs, red flags, So gentlemen, this is your opportunity now to take note and to go fix, make right what's wrong. So let me just give some definition. So the deal breaker is a trait in a partner that will outweigh any positive attributes. So you just have something about you are just really horrible, that anything positive we have, it just outweigh all of that. And then the red flag and the warning sign, they speak for themselves. You know them already. I was saying last year when we did the show and we asked the guys to talk about their deal breaker. I remember one person talking about a woman being a smoker. Understandable. Somebody saying inconsistency because the woman start out at the block, like she run a 100-meter race and then she can't keep up. But me tell you, the one that really walks me is when the man said that you have some males who would absolutely end their relationship with their partner because, me just say it in the Jamaican parlance, because our cooks stink. How you fit do that? How you hear about? I don't know if I want to smell good, but you know what I'm talking about. So that's the male's perspective. We want to get the female perspective on what's happening. But before that, I want to bring on this person. Cause don't think say it just happened to a particular group of people, uptown, downtown. It happened to everybody in terms of, you having relationship, red flags, warning signs. So I have somebody now who is an entrepreneur. She's going to tell me about, she was lonely and she allow her loneliness to overshadow the red flags. So I want her to tell her story now. So I'm gonna bring her on. After her, I will have a panel of ladies, including one of my fave, Karyn Diedrich, relationship coach, and we will go over some of the things that we consider red flag, or some of the things that we say, no man, that can't pass. But before that, let me bring on my first guest, and she's gonna tell me her story, and I'm so Caroline, go get her. Yeah, Caroline coming on. Caroline, what up?
Hi.
Well gone.
We're there up on the gully side.
All the way out
You can hear me properly?
out of my bay.
You can hear me? You can hear me properly?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay.
So, Caroline, I was just telling them that you're an entrepreneur. You own your own business, etc., etc. You want to just tell me a little bit about Caroline before we go into the juicy part of it?
Okay. All right. So I am in the furniture business. My business is Contemporary Creations, located in Montego Bay. We do contemporary customized furnishing. So our stuff is new. We're not in the old clunky, big chunky furniture. No.
Mm-hmm.
We do like headboards, matching trunks, you name it, all the glass stuff that people like now. So when you want up on Snapchat and you want your house look shell, you don't know you have to come link with up. That's what on the movie side. You know what I mean?
Okay, so that means that you're not normal, you're not a normal woman.
No, we're going with a bag of things down here. Crocus bag of things.
A crocus bag of go on through, goodie. So look here now. Take me back to 2015. Because first of all, are you now in a relationship?
No, and I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you something. I got stories for days. Also, disclaimer, people in a cyberland. First time on a live ever. And you got hear patois, you got hear American. Nobody judge me too harshly.
No, worry about that.
It's gonna go in and out. So it's 2015. I'm a Sagitt to the world. December 18th, baby. So you said it too?
Yeah, man.
Hello. Yes, good. Come true.
Yeah.
All right. So December was coming up fast, and I was saying to my friend, like, Lord, me know I have another birthday, no boyfriend, what one for me? So I kept saying it, and I tell you something, words are very powerful. You put that shit out in the universe, it's gonna come back to you. I kept saying it over and over and over. I'm not having this birthday without a man. I said that. Desperado. All right, so there's this guy, I guess he's working on a house next door to me. And I never see him because me and my own bubble, so furniture bubble. Me never see people, me just got you. But one day I was like, him always tell me good morning when I go by, and I say morning, but I never look. But one day I was like, I want painting to put up in my house, so like I'm gonna go ask those guys working next door. So I went to the first one in the front with some older Rasta guy and said, no man, make this man help you, cause him can't fix everything, he can't fix you too. I was like, me? You wanna fix me too? Anyway, I never paid. No, man.
Well,
the guy came over.
You didn't send him warning signs, say you want to fix up. You didn't send
I don't know the Rasta was seed on my soul. The Rasta seed on my soul and tell what I want to fix up.
Okay.
Anyway, the guy came over, but him say him have something for good do, so he left and he came back, and I didn't hear him when he was outside. So the next day he come and say if we still want the painting to go up. I say yeah. When he came into my house, somehow we bumped into each other. Feel like an electric current, Mr. Ratted. One boy have to look me know what how. Me can't go be like, hey, what's up? Are you single? I can't ask him all this stuff, but I was feeling him, like him look. Well, I guess I was sexually attracted. Yeah, maybe just thirsty. Me don't know. Any one of them, pick your choice. So we started talking, and he was funny, made me laugh. We was here laugh. Him just like come over every day, every day come over, talk, every day there, and then I guess he just moved in because he was like, oh, she live alone. Me never asked him for moving. I just him start bringing pieces of clothing and I leave them.
Hold on. But if you see man moving in your house, if you see man
moving,
first of all, for me,
me thirsty. Dara left me alone. Me thirsty. Me thirsty. And the man well sexy. 6'2", bow leg, and big penis. Hello, I was thirsty. And I hadn't been with anybody in like over a year. And I was like, okay, what may I say about this thing for? So, but it wasn't like threatening or nothing. It was just a lot of fun. We were just hanging out, and like, him live right next door. So I guess, well, he don't live there, but he was working there.
Mm-hmm.
And he never feel like him a moving at the time, but he was. Anyway, we did the deed, and it was whoa, mind-boggling.
Before you reach the part where you did the deed, so you met him. How long after you met him, the man moving in your house?
Barely moving instantaneously. You know, understand where I go. Like, maybe like within 3 days, but the way he moved in was very slick. He didn't moving like, oh, I'm coming over here, I'm taking all my, you know, I pack up a bag and come over here. He just start spend all his nights here.
Ah, okay. Mm-hmm.
So,
and then how long after that you did the dirty?
I don't know, mostly about 1 week and something. Cause yeah, it never stay long. Cause me did, Lord, me did have itch for scratch. So it never, ooh, girl, it's a mess. It's a mess. Because people need to take time to know who they're getting involved with, because you can't just run in. Because let me tell you something.
I regret advice about it. Tell us what happened. Okay, so he was.
All right, let me get some. All right, let me get some more content. So I'm like talking to him, and I'm like, so then my birthday came, and like I said, we gonna go out. We're gonna go out. We have a pair one. Where I do? If now I'm not clothes, girl, me have to buy him clothes. Ding, 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 ding. First red flag. But me I say, but him can't go out and him not look good. So I bought him an outfit. Him I said, Jesus Christ, me have been a mother for 10 years and she never buy me nothing yet. I was like, really? Because like for me that's nothing. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we go out, we had a nice time. And so a couple of my friends them like never take to him. They just thought that he was they saw that he was a player, but they don't know him. Them just never think say, like, for me, I'm not saying like I'm the smartest, I'm the most intellectual, but like I was dumbing down.
Okay.
When you get out of your league, me like gone dumpster diving.
Oh gosh.
Like for all the wrong reasons.
Uh-huh.
Like for all the wrong reasons, you know what I mean? Anyway, we did it, and I'm like talking to him, and I'm like, you know, this guy have potential. Sometimes a man just need a woman who believes in his dream and want to help him to achieve them. So I'm like, me gonna bust that youth, me gonna help him. So I start talking to him about like, what do you want to do? And like, you know, and he might say, oh, you know, he does construction. So I said, do you like get your business, get you know, I say I did like over 10 years, and he started showing me some of the stuff that he did. And I'm like, well, why don't you get registered as, you know, a little sole proprietor, and so you can start bidding for contracts since you've been doing this for so long. And he did really good work. Like when I go on a couple of the sites, then when I work, come like when I work, the man the work become one. Me stand up and I like watch him. He's that good. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I help him feel like register the business. I was like, you don't have a driver's license? He's like, oh, it expired. I said, come on, get your driver's license. So you get his driver's license. Then me said, you have a passport? He said, no. And I said, well, you don't have a passport? He said, no. I said, all right, come get your passport. So yes, then me said, listen. Yes, sir. Me have to push her. Me push and push and push. Me say, listen, you know you could outsource your services. You don't have to be in the Caribbean, in Jamaica. You can go to other Caribbean country them. So me pick up my phone, me pick up my laptop one day and just search for like construction companies in the Caribbean. Boom, me find one in a Cayman. Me call, and you know me, I got some skills. So we talk, and the people them say, let me see some of his work. We send email. Few months later, fast forward, in Ghana, Cayman, gone work, courtesy of more.
All right, hold on. So, you bill him up.
Yes.
He even never have nothing. Because he said nothing about the clothes on his back to go. No, man, it's not. She not telling him mother. She just trying to help the man as a true partner would. Right, Karyn?
We just help him because me didn't go to my birthday. I never want him to look dusty.
So, alright, so him start getting contracts now. Him start take care of you, him start reciprocate. What?
Girl, you see the friend who introduced me to you?
Yeah.
May I tell you this? I was at her house, and the first week when him get pay, I came on, him no saying for send on, hey, because I didn't even have this business yet. and I helped him to achieve his dream. Him said, oh, I forgot to change my check because him said because he was in the bank trying to. I said, nigga, please. You know, say we're hungry and don't have wait for the money for your Senate now. Western and I talk about you forget to change check because you're going to try to open my account. You just got to came in 1 week. What him going to open the account? No money, hungry that killed me over the weekend. Yeah, that's what he did. Do this something up. I'm a friend and she, whatever. She, you know, she got me. But that's what I'm saying. And this nigga start showing me spots them already. And he just got to Cayman. And the man who brought him to Cayman didn't even know him, never spoke to him until he came out the airport. I sent the man a picture on WhatsApp. I said, this is what it looks like. Me broke out the whole deal. They got a place to stay. The man paid for the permit, paid for the tickets, everything. I spoke to the guy and he did everything. Anyway, so when I was there, I'm like, yo, you need to meet people, get new connects so that if you have to come back down, you probably get somebody else to hire you. No, him now, listen, him start feeling himself. And I point out to the boss, like when the bigger boss is coming, I point out the mistake of the first boss, his immediate boss. So the people them not like him. So two him of the board, like, and he walk and cock off himself and he have the tight pants and the penis are show. The girl never go gaga gaga. So yes, him start to feel himself like him and him a stud. Everybody wants him. So I was like, okay, all right now, do your thing. So he did it until the 3 months was up and he has asked her to come back. The man did not send back for him. I didn't help him to go back. I washed my hands off him because I brokered a deal for myself so I would get money off of the two guys went. And every time that they worked, I got something off the top so that he wouldn't have to distress in little pocket to send money every week to me. Oh, I asked him to send money once a month to help with the bills in the house. Miracle, every time the money for come, I teach me a pull. Him, oh, this happening, that happening. One bag of story, one other drama happened. One day, one Friday, because the boss realized that me and him is together, so he would give him the money to send to me. So one day the man gave me say $180 CI dollars. Yeah, what the boy do? Take $30 out of the money and send the money, because he have a baby mother in Kingston. Take the $30 out of my good, nice, clean money and send to her, like she's getting $200 from him. She don't even know how he got there. She get $200, me I get my little 130. Him send 180, sorry. Him send 150 come give me. I send $200. Take the $30 to send my money and her money. So when I was checking up the numbers, I said, no man, this hour's wrong. Never call the boss here. No, that the boss give me to give. I said, no man, this not sound right. The whole time they did them, go do me two, me did them, I think about it. I said, like 3 hours later, I said, that's all right. I'm calling the boss. Here, no, Caroline, you know what I'm saying? I made it take $30 out of it and send where she named the money and hear her money. So I say, well, Andy, you think we are sister wives? You think we are Mormons? You think we come from Utah? How are you do? You think we come from Saturday? Me say, yo, him say, he didn't know that I would be mad. Me say, tell me a woman with a vagina. We're going to happy about that. Tell me one. Me not talk about transgender, the woman, they were a born woman. Me talk about woman, we born as a woman. Tell me one woman where you know you're going to be happy that you take out pure money. Me say, go give. Me not knocking be a man because that's his kid's mom, you know what I mean? But you have to take my money. When me broke her and say, I remember she get money to fit in paycheck, you know. Me I get money from the nanny. Get none of that? No, every time if you get $100 a problem, stress. To get it from him.
Hold on, Caroline. Can we talk about red flags and warningsigns? So, you know, the time when in the year before him go, when you help him set up the business and all of that, you know what you say I mean, man?
Why I'm not gonna lie, him never did that really work per se, and when him do work, I'm not gonna lie, Spanish people them do them bad, because you know the Spanish people took over the construction company on this side of town. I be a Spanish people have all contracts, and when they work, when they come into our country and start doing the jobs, them hire like the work. They get the contracts, but they hire like the local people to do the work, and our BS just to get paid, and then broke up the money in pieces, but. He wasn't on any big scale, and I was like, let me just help him get set up.
No, so him give you the pill there, and you swallow it.
Yes, me swallow the pill. I mean, the dick happy them the time there. I'm a friend them. I call me can't come here 6-5 times a day. Me can't come on the phone. Me not got time for nobody. Me can't come. Me can't talk to you right now. Busy. My friend tell Lord Jesus, I want this, Papa Jesus, I want this. She tried to get me up, but I couldn't. One day, my friend, that's your friend, said to me, where man, where have woman? Because he have the baby mother and them not actually live. He does not live which part him live. So my friend said, yeah, bill up man. I remember exactly where we were. We were driving to my house and she said, watch your yeah, bill up man for next woman. She said those words. And I brushed them off. Because I was too happy. Penis happy. So I saw the signs, but I was like not paying attention to them. The K-man stuff kind of opened up my eyes. Him come back and get broke. The money from K-man done. Oh, by the way, him send most of the money go give she. The baby mother wouldn't know him reach a K-man. And she just take time yam it out. Because she don't have no sense and she don't know how to turn money. And I was like, I'm stressed out in how much time me have to give money if you send go get the pit to them because they're hungry. Listen, people might say, oh, see, I'm mind man or whatever. No, at the time I never see it that way. Me just see that like this guy is so ambitious and what if somebody didn't help me that way or me can't help him? Because me look older than him and me know me can't avoid certain pitfalls. And I thought that he wanted something out of like, because he talk a really good game. Like he wants something out of him. And let me tell you something. He do have some really good qualities, like him hardworking. He can work like a Hebrew slave. But he have some dirty ways, like the dirty ways, them outnumber the good ways.
But
you have a question?
Because of the dick, you overlook the dirty ways.
We overlook everything. At the time, I'm happy. Nobody can't tell me nothing. I'm too like, oh my God, this penis is giving me life. Just big old noise, so you can't manage it. And I tell you, I remember the first time I was like, when I started, I was like, whoa, we can't take that here. You gonna learn. He said, what?
Yes,
we can't take that. My boy say, you gonna learn.
Hold on, ladies, you see this position with Caroline find herself in over there. Take note. Yes, Caroline. So he came back to Jamaica and what happened?
So him come back now super depressed because the money when him come back with mash up, me now look for him. Me I work at hotel and me now pay him no mind. That's it. Then he was like, oh, you might try to go back at Cayman. The boss didn't send for him, but he sent for the friend because he was too show off. Him go there and him going like him at the best and show up everybody. So all the men on the site don't like him because if all of the women them want bang him and then you know like the woman them and him a show off on the woman them. So men don't like other men that when them go, them can't get the best girl. He might get all of the good girl. And so everybody was like, let him stay in Jamaica. Anyway, you find back him way to Cayman. Somebody send one invitation or whatever they did. But he got back. No help to me. I didn't help him. I washed my hands off him. So him there came and I suffer. Anyway, because he never have a job. Like when I sent him there, he went into a job. Like he got there on the weekend and started working Monday. So at that time, we started my business. What turned into was like a hobby. Like me and my friend was like, we all glam up my house, but we're gonna use like we don't have money, so we're gonna use pallets and stuff. So we created a nice thing, and it came up with it. And people started make one for me. So I had to quit my job because it became like people with lots of orders.
But so at the time, So at the time, you were still with him.
In somewhat, I just like he was like whatever. I wasn't. No, because him did there came on, so him never in my face. But one of the time I did call him and tell him, say me and him done. But like he was there. And what happened was when we started business, I was at my house. I didn't have a shop or anything. And it was becoming overwhelming. I mean, call him one day, I'm swallow my pride and call him and say, listen, man, I'm doing this business. Because me and him always talk about this particular business. And I was like, yo, I'm doing this business and I need help. You want to come down and help me? Well, yeah, do I came. I didn't say, you might must do some type of water sports, and if they don't sell, they don't eat. And I sleep on somebody's couch. And I was like, you want to come down and help me? Him say, yeah, but you now have no ticket if you buy one ticket. Anyway, he didn't want the help still. Him come and he jumped right in. I ain't gonna lie. He jumped right in. And the first thing he did, for somebody who don't know the business, because him go on good. It did good. And customer was pleased and came back like a few weeks later with another project. So he did good. But then here and now, no, he want to be partner. So, I mean, this is when I draw the line now. I say, you want to be partners? Where's your investment? Where's your money that you bring into the table? Where is your tools where I buy? Where's the lumber them where I go order? Where would you bring in? So him start like, him feel like me emasculate him because me now make him, you know, in on the decisions and he not handling the money. And so he was like, never want to show up for work. By this time we had gotten a shop, and he like one of my friends tell me, I say, oh, I saw him walking to work and he looked like he did not want to go, and just like drag him body down the road.
But you
so
were living together.
I was like,
you were living together at that time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then him said he want a taxi for offset some of the, you know, the cost, and so he want to run taxi. So I got him a friend. I had a friend that wanted a taxi driver, and I got him. I say, hey, yo, and I hooked him up. Him start run taxi. Not even a water I never bring home. Not even a soda. He said the policeman and Zozo and curfew and this and him have every excuse now the book him not even care. Like he will leave and come home and ask me, Caroline, I'm hungry. Listen, me have a son. Him live in Miami. So listen to this now. This me have don't me come get son at Jamaica. Man for raise. Ladies, if you see one man and he have them cheap tendency there, run for the hills. That man is allergic to him pocket. No, me and him in a progressive man where I get groceries, right? And so we chatting in the aisles and getting them picking up. So we reach up on the register, and like, me I start on the conveyor belt, everything is moving down now for pay. Me turn on to say something to him. He miss up. He miss up. Yo, me I laugh now, but me never did I laugh then. Yo, so me turn on to say something to the man. No man, him allergic to him pocket. Him not go in a pocket with nobody. Hey. Anyway, look, me have kind of fast forward because the story too long. I may have a next little piece of met figure.
Yeah.
So anyway, one day we went out on the road in the taxi, and no, we didn't go working, and he was dropping me off. But then I said we had a little twist in the car because him super duper sensitive. Ladies, if the man ain't too sensitive, left them. Passive aggressive all day. Run to the hills. All right. So he was like, we had a tiff. I don't even remember what it was about. But then we come home, he's getting ready to go run taxi. He put on this crush-up pants. We say, what are they? Allergic to iron? No answer. And I slam up the door of them in the house and tell him, go away. No matter how mad we are at each other, we still I say, all right, later, whatever. And get in the car, and do what I do, and then drive away. Not a word. So I'm sitting on the couch, but I'm right just now. Hear me? But compare you to Caroline, make boy when I appear no business in the house, I slam up door and I go out with the beer things. And at that time, I think my cup was full, and we didn't have like a big old blowout cussing or nothing. We just text him and I say, get your shit. You have 3 days to get all your shit and leave. And to him full of pride, him nobody sleep back in my house again from that day, then Wednesday. We tell him, say, get your shit, you be out by Saturday. And by Saturday, I'm taking stuff them. And that was it.
So
done.
Before you get to the next story now, Caroline. So you thought you could change it. You saw the signs. You saw the red flags, but you thought you could change him.
I thought if I helped him like become successful or whatever, then he would be like, whoa, this girl really, you know, got my back and stuff. But that never helped him. Him just mean. And also, he's mean and he never wrong. He follow up every argument and chase like woman. Not like in a mama man way, you know, but like he don't let nothing slide. A total narcissist. Let me tell you, if I ever met one. People, when you see the trait them, run, save yourself, head for the hills. So, because of him, I am, well, I don't really want to give him this much credit, but seriously, right now, when if me meet somebody, I look for the warning signs. I don't see the red flag, then I run gone. Me not even want part 2, second. Listen, there's this guy here, it's like, where like I'm familiar with him. I know him for like 7 years, and recently, when I'm a pipe busting in the kitchen and him come fix it, I always I flirt with him and I tell him a bag of things because I'm a shit talker. But I never really was gonna act on it. I just like talking shit to him. But then one day him come when my pipe burst on Ash Wednesday, him say, yo, Caroline, me can't fix pipe. And I was like, you're right. He said, yeah man, I have my tools in the back of the vehicle, so him come out and him fix it for real. So him back off him shut in my house and I fix pipe. I was like, So I start looking for him because me not there with nobody from 2018.
You see your problem? Your problem is
yes, me know. Me know. Dara, me know. But here's the thing though. I am learning. Because you know what? Even though I saw the guy and I like him, here's what happened. I like him and everything, and I like, I'm ready to do the deal with this man. It's been 3 years. I'm like, let's do this. And then guess what? Start to think about stuff now, not just act on it. Me lay down on my house and I start make out the whole thing. I'm say, Caroline, here's the thing. This man have zero time for you. The one I'm like, he run taxi all day. Look at me have some affliction for taxi man. Anyway, he run taxi all day.
And construction workers.
And construction worker. I like the hard work stuff. Anyway, so he run taxi all day and him live with someone. So me I said, you want to be a side chick again? Come on, you too old for this shit. So what I was one of the things that I was like, red flag, come on, but I got this again. And then also that me notice him, he's like never like he's about his money, and I like that. He's about his money, but also it seems like him is a mean man too. Like me always I say, hey, don't feel bad about, you know, one day I can drive by me shop and bring my lunch and I want to, you're so tight. What are you trying to get in here and you don't even want to do nothing like you think because I like you, it's okay that you don't have to work for it. You just go and just get it because me like you. Hell to the no. So these are some of the things that kept me from like, okay, so this man I like us, so we start to pay attention to everything. And I realized that even though I said that to him, he still didn't act on it. Like he still never pop up one day with like lunch. What is lunch? $500, $700, $1,000? And I'm like, damn, wait a minute. So I start paying attention to everything now. And then I go back and forth in my head, like, maybe I could even talk to my friend them and them give me advice like, come on, how long you there without no sex, whatever. Just have a one night stand and just put your heart out it or whatever. And then me say, yes, I true. Like me say, yes, I true. Me do it, man, me do it. And then next minute me say, no, you can't do it. Look how long you save yourself. You gotta make this man away unworthy of you. Just one bam, thank you, man. Because he don't have the time. He works all day and at 6 o'clock come in Guan yard. So sometimes it's gonna be some type of day rendezvous, and it's just gonna be like bam, bam, bam. I already know this. So may I say this not gonna work. So today, actually, because when I play out everything in my head, I mean, I even when I tell him say, you can't bring a lunch one of them day, yeah, he still didn't do it. I was like, okay, that's all you need. Don't go any further down this road. So I actually woke up and didn't do anything about it. So today I saw him. He said, what are we? I'm not see you for 2 weeks. He said, I just felt, me I fall back. And he said, why? And I said, because I have to tell you, I'm very blunt. I'm saggy and I'm blunt. I'm to the point. I don't care. I'm abrasive. I'm aggressive. Yes, I am. I'm an alpha. Deal with it. So I say, listen, me now about to get it nookie, you know, because guess what? I already say I want jammer. Me say you're not going to give me the loving when me want. Me say you're not going to touch me the way me want to get touched. Because you're going to come on my house in the day sometime and you're going to be like, bam, 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 bam. All right, time for Caroline later. And you're going to stab you up. So guess what? Go with Jesus. What you mean by that? You don't know. I say, I already know you. I see how you are. You don't have no time for nobody. You about your money. So why put myself through that? If ladies, if you see all of the signs to show you say the man not have no time for you. I mean, he calls me up and texts me and say, well, go on, you good? Why do people even say you're good? Because if you tell you're not good, what am I going to do about it? If you say, no, I'm not good, what they going to do? They ain't going to do shit. So, you know, but at least I stopped myself from making him.
Good.
I said,
so
why should I go to work?
Caroline, how long, the one that you sent to Cayman, how long were you in that relationship?
3 years. 2018, you tell him to go on.
3 years. So 3 years, they in your face and you never see it. And you try to look past it.
Well, it's not 3 years. It's like 2 years and plus. And then you go Cayman for like maybe about 8 months out tight.
All right.
So we never did.
So your friend saying you should talk about the story with the Benz man quickly before I bring in my relationship coach. Which Benz man that, miss?
Who talk about the Benz man? Papa Jesus, how the wicked and bad. Me say, one day, all right, may I tell you something, people? I'm not ashamed to say it. You see, when I go into the furniture business, I immersed myself in it because that's how I am. I go 110%.
Mm-hmm.
Start, but you see the guy, him start make me turn dust bunny because he's very like lax, he's like slack, like me to be a glamour post. And then I met him, and he don't care about like dressing up and doing your hair and doing your nails and stuff like that. So me start look dusty. When me say dusty, dust bunny, tore up from the floor up. Cause me no care how me look because me a man and me man no business about them something there. So girl, weight start come on, all the good things them start come. Me I tell them me black like Essa shine, and I run up and down and I'm gonna be a dirty and my foot full of dust. You know that, oh, before me go in a sidebar, before me tell you that, let me give you like a sidebar. One day I'm in the supermarket. So my son called me. I'm always like, you know, I talk American to him because if I talk pattern, him not understand. So I talk to my son, he one man behind me. Oh, that dirty foot woman about shirt twang. Apparently when your foot dirty, you cannot twang people. Anyway, back to the Benz man now.
Mm-hmm.
So but they over Fairview now. You know, the hot sun upon one of my super dusty day, real dusty, greasy, not greasy, no greasy. Me see this Benz man a beckon to me. So I was like, what? Is he talking to me? The Benz Chris like, whoa. Me see, I mean, yes, he might call me. So I thought, okay, he needs directions. I must have him call me for. So I go over to him and I say, are you talking to me? He say, yeah. He said, Mr. What is it? He said, like your breast them. Me say, what? Yo, me frightened, you know. Me say, look here, sir. Come think him around me take me for a joke. Me say, look here, sir. Me I'm a workman over here, so I work. We are look here and play with me emotion. So him said, no man, you know, say me want some kitchen cover and because he knew that when I was telling him, like, listen, different thing what happen right now. Good work business where I do. Him start come out with a different talk, like, oh, give me a number because I want some kitchen cover. You know I'm not gonna turn on work.
Mm-hmm.
So I give him a number. He called me like 3 times that evening. He didn't reach me. Anyway, he finally reached me and there me and call me. You wanna go out to grab something? He said, what me I gonna eat? He said, tuna. He said, you wanna go out and get something to eat? Me said, okay. So get dressed, call him come pick me up. Girl, red flag number 1, him dumber than a bag of dirt. Suppose he give a simple instructions when I give him to find me yard and he can't find me yard. He's super stupid with this big fat nice white Benz and you don't know if he can read or what, but he couldn't find me yard and me yard.
He'd have a pretty car eye.
Yes. But he never started out that way there, but I guess it ended up that way.
Okay.
So me say, all right, so I'm walk down the road, go see him now. That time I box up now, I look nice now, I'm frightened. I'm trying to see him that day, I look so dusty. He said, wow, you look nice, you kind of pretty and everything. And I say, eh. So anyway, we go to Pier 1, we get to Pier 1, we got the parking lot. Boy, come out a car. Go and go buy the fish and come. He said, what you say? Boy, I said, if you go and go buy the fish and come. So I say, you not coming inside? Boy, I said, oh, I have a tear on my t-shirt and I can't go in there with this little tear. One little baby tear on the white shirt. Then if you didn't see that camera, you know, where you wear the white tee with the tear for? Why said me for go and go buy the fish? I mean, I have $4 grand in my name and I'm walk with it. I'm love walk with me get Bex money.
Hold on. So hold on. The man invite you out for dinner, pick you up and carry you go Pier 1 and then send you to the restaurant to go buy the food with your money?
With my money.
No goodie.
Anyway, buy the fish. Say, when we gonna Pier 1, I think I'm gonna spend about 2 or 3 grand of my money. Yeah, the boy come back and say $3,700 after that. I'm nearly ball. But me never the fish come and everything, me just pay. With that heavy heart, come out. I'll come out, yeah, the boy. You wanna eat the fish in the car? I said, no, I'm used to standing. I'll just put it to stand outside because we don't want to rob your car. You the boy, no? Take a piece of the fish. Play down on the fish. What? No, I thought he was joking. He want piece for chew, boy hungry. Mister, alright, here you go. Begin the head, coming out like head. Begin the fish head, coming out like head. Yeah, I'm not giving this money for me, not giving the other boy hungry, you know? Dara the boy hungry. Anyway, me ignorant for him and me ignorant for me. Come could I eat $2,500 4,000 in my hand. So I say, okay, fine. Let me go ahead and just make this boy drop me on my yard. Come my bed no wet. Yeah, the boy, not listen to how these niggas are. Niggas crazy in Jamaica. They are so entitled. So we are drive back. Him stop over the gas station. We think I guess him I get time him needle there. We don't like him need to get re up with gas. Him now have no gas. Can me pre everything now. Boy, I say him I go into the gas station, go get something to drink or something. Hear him to me, no? You want something to drink? Come eat the fish without drink. Come never have no money for no drink. Hear me? You want something to drink? Hear me? No. I don't want nothing to drink. I'm in my yard now. I don't want nothing to drink. But I say all of that because I don't want to say, oh, black women are so aggressive. I was just like, no. So anyway, him go to the gas station, go buy must drinks. We see him come back out and shake up in the what is the name? What the car? What in between the two seats in the front? What is the name? I don't remember right now. We bring that bread free. Right in a little console where people throw them change.
Yeah.
I changed the boy I look for in there to go back in the gas station. Let me see him come out with one dry bun, no cheese, and one little Minute Maid. Not the big Minute Maid, or the little one, the mini one. So I say, if me tell him to buy me drinks, why would I pay a fee? I would have me pay for my drink and fee him drink. Anyway, yo, this is the best part of the story. So we get to our scheme where we live. And hear the boy, when we reach to like a T where you gotta go left for me and right for him. If me want come watch Netflix and chill. Hey, and the grace of God let me not bite off his head. Me said, no, I got Netflix at home too, honey. Just drop me off. Girl, as me reach on me yard, like me that say something to him, he just said, me I go to bed now, no girl. Me ready to go. True, nothing never go on for the boy. The boy, literally, like he didn't say get out or nothing, but it was implied. Like, come out of my car. And he not even wait till me walk in, going on my house, nothing, just drive off, speed up, gone, ignorant for me.
So kind of, and you know, somebody say you look like you attract homeless men.
I must say that. Me have a bomb magnet. Beep, 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 beep. Anybody bomb them there? Come see me, mama. Big mama got you. No, at all. But guess what? Listen, but after the first man, like they are attracted to me, but I don't go no. Let me tell you something, man. Him wised me up. Why you think say me not have no sex for all this time? Because every time I talk to a man and I hear them start with some certain things, I'm out of there. I'm gone. Ghost them. For real. I just meet a man yesterday up Overton Plaza. He tell me saying I have a much degree in theology, he have psychology. You know, mind, so you are one of the indecisive motherfuckers. You don't know what you like. How you gonna have all them damn degrees? Then them give me cards and my landscaper. So you clean people gather, but you tell me what you have 4 different degrees. Then he started telling me, say, oh, you going to the bank right now, you got to run errands, you got to go deposit $1,000 US. Me say, you need to tell me that information? How does that information help me right now? Why did you need to tell me? If you have errands to go run the errands. You don't need to tell me what you are going to do in the bank. So that's our red flag. Anytime man start name drop and tell her this and tell her that, run, pick up your foot in the air and run. That man there one layer, they might try to impress you.
All right. So you get enough.
All right.
Wait now, so you give me the mean man. And you run to the hills. And you said the man that will do the name dropping, you run to the hills. And the man who borrow people car and come and try to impress you. Boy, you
red flag. Because you know, we see the flags. We as women, we see it. We see it and we ignore it. When they meet the narcissist, them never wrong yet. And if them wrong as somebody reason part why them wrong, we gotta run from these niggas. We can't. The ones that don't want to treat you like how you're supposed to be treated. Come on, don't say, I chew this and I chew that. Don't make no excuse for them. I refuse to. Me stop. Me no boo-boo the fool no more. No, sir. Me done. Me clown days, them done. Me retire. Me clown wig. No, I'm done. Me retire.
All right, guys, stay on. I want to add Karyn now. I want to add her to it. And I want you to stay on because I know you have something else that you want to say. Hold on.
I'm only for things to tell everybody.
Me don't know how your story them so plenty. But you know, at least you know have an appreciation for the red flag. Karyn. My relationship coach, Karyn. Karyn, you hear our stories?
She went to hell and back.
No, sir.
Hell and back. Oh my God.
Where's,
Talk to me now.
Me not hear her.
So let me just ask you this to outline it. So you hear she talk about the mean man then, and the man then with the name dropping, and the man then will try to impress because this I want to borrow the car. What are some of the things? Licia, you're on. Okay, good. Send me the request to go live. Oh, you're having a migraine. Okay. What are some of the more popular or common red flags that you see women, you hear that they have?
All right, so Miss Lady listed out quite a few of them, right? There's a whole business of the tight man that not trying to spend his money, but trying to get everything he
I'm
can
not gonna
possibly
hear her.
get from you in the first night, in the first 10 minutes that, you know, he meets you. Outside of that, what I hear about, and the one that I am always most wary of, is the possessive men. The men who come in and they want to own you, they want to take over your life, they're trying to shape you and mold you into something, into their idea of what a you know, a wife or a girlfriend is supposed to be. That one I've had to deal with quite a lot in my coaching practice.
All right, hold on one second, Karyn. You're not hearing now, Caroline?
I'm not hearing her.
No, I'm not seeing Caroline. I don't see her any at all.
You didn't see Caroline? All right, Caroline.
No.
I'm gonna take you off. Just come off, Caroline, but stay in, and if anything, I'll add you back. You hear?
Okay, no problem.
Just exit out. Yes, Karyn.
Right. Okay. So, as I said, the one that I'm most afraid of is the possessive men. The ones who are coming in there, they're trying to tell you who you're supposed to talk to, dictate your friendships, dictate the way that you're supposed to dress, that kind of idea, who you're supposed to talk to. You know, I don't like this friend, I don't like this family member. Them one day, run. So that one I hear oftentimes, and usually it is after the woman has to deal with some level of abuse, right? That one will show up. The other one that I hear a lot about is the not being able to, you're unable to ascertain where exactly it is that you fall in his life, right? So there's a lot of dissonance in terms of what he says and what he is doing, right? So the guy who's showing up only when it's time for sex, he's only calling you when it's time for sex, this kind of a deal. And I mean, always telling you how amazing your coochie is every time. That's where the conversation started, this kind of a deal. Red flag. I don't care. The sun could have shined in your vagina, honey. If that is where the conversation starts, if that is where it's waiting him, if that's where the conversation ends, then you need to run for the hills. So those are some of the more common ones that I hear all the time.
So I want to go over some of them. I sent out a question to the ladies about some of the deal breakers, and we can talk about them, and then you can tell me, you know, raise the red flag.
Look here, my girl, you have me a dig down my draw. All right.
So the first one, ladies, you can use this now. You can comment inside here. All right. If you see it as a red flag, you just put up the red flag sign. The first one, he doesn't want to commit. Red flag.
Run it for your life. And that now might require a caveat. Yeah, because there are times, especially if it is that a woman is just coming out of a relationship, that she is not interested in a commitment. She just needs some good dick right now. Yeah. So if that is where your headspace is, then both of you have a symbiotic relationship. That's perfect. However, if you have made it clear that you actually want a man and you want companionship and you want somebody to do this journey relationship with, and he is non-committal, then sweetheart, red flag. Run.
This one. Dara, me allergic to mean man. The man, and then very plenty. Me actually in two relationships because of that. Now, I want to say something here because our perception of mean might be different. Maybe the man not have it, right? So let's look at it from two perspectives. If him have it, I'm mean, and if him not have it, I'm mean.
All right.
Would
So
you
here,
say that's a red flag? Would you put that?
All right. So here's where I'm gonna come from with that. The conversation around the mean man, you see, because me independent and me spend my money, this kind of a deal, I'm not this thing here where you're looking for the man to mind you instantly meet you, give him a little one run off for the front and thing, and all of a sudden he's supposed to start paying your bills and your car note and you know, send the kids to school. That's BS. I don't subscribe to that. I don't believe that your vagina, honey, as I said, the sun could rise and set in there. It's just not that fabulous. Don't expect all of a sudden you give him some sex and then he's supposed to be paying your mortgage, right? So if it is that he is not forthcoming in that regard, then I cannot say that he is mean. Yeah, because how were you surviving before you met him? You know, go get your money from the other bloke if that is how you was making it happen, right? However, if it is based on the situation, and Caroline, big up yourself. I absolutely love how candid this young lady was, and I mean how she just talk up the things them hands down, right?
Yeah, man.
No, if you find just no, and it happens. It happens. Now, the thing is, if you find yourself in a situation like that, where you're in a relationship and you are helping your partner, it's supposed to be symbiotic. Yeah, I help you, you help me, right? So it cannot be a situation where this woman goes above and beyond. She get the man go care man, she get him work all kind of things, or him go back, and every time you talk to him, there's an excuse. No, that is mean. The situation now with when the man now carry her go buy the food now, and if she have to go inside of Caroline, you want beaten, you want proper beaten. Sorry, no thanks. I cannot relate. My brain can't fathom it can't happen. The minute that you recognize that is the case, sweetie, you got $4,000. Grab a taxi, honey. Grab a taxi and get your ass home. That's what time it is, absolutely. So there are some things that you need to be mindful of. So the fact that the man have the money and so forth don't necessarily mean that he ain't obligated to be spending that on you. You didn't help him make this money. So there are some things that you want to be paying attention to. If the man invites you out and so on, then the understanding is that he is going to be taking the bill. However, you must also have your money in your pocket in the event that he thought, you know, his only job was to ask you out. And you're going to have to come and foot the bill.
All right, so what about the man who has the money but isn't willing to spend it on his woman?
As I said, again, there are levels to this situation. If you guys are just starting, then I want to defend the men in that regard, because there's a way that women automatically feel that if I sit in your car, sweetheart, then you ought to be spending money on me. Heaven forbid if them run the pum pum, then it's a wrap. Because no, you know, every bill, every time I have a headache, everything, I don't subscribe to that. I don't believe in that any at all. So there are levels to this spending of the money. I believe, however, if it is that you and I have decided to embark on this journey together, right? And I happen to have a situation and you are in a position to help me, then sure. Absolutely.
So Yankee is asking, what if he asks you to go 50-50 on the bill on the first date?
Okay, I'm going Dutch. Well, I would like to think that this is a conversation that you guys would have had from before, because if you ask me out and then it is only when the bill comes that you're going to tell me to go 50-50, then I'm going to, yeah, man. No, mega pre hard. No, but if you said this to me from before, then I don't have an issue. Or if I offer, the bill comes and I said, I got 50% of this. Here's my card. You understand what I mean? Nothing is the matter with that. All
right, not financially secure. Is that a red flag for you?
Okay. Truth is, I'm more into person.
You say it's a red flag, not financially secure. I'm just looking at the comments because you know they should be commenting on the one that they have a red flag. So it's a red flag for Stasia. Okay, go ahead, Karyn.
The thing is, I want to know what it is that you're doing with your life. And I'm looking at your age and your stage of life, right? And also what am I hoping to get from this engagement? Again, am I trying to just play? Because if I'm just looking for fun, if the woman is just looking for fun, then I don't give a shit if it is that you're actually employed. Let's just make this thing happen and let's be out of here, right? But if I am looking for companionship, if it is that I am looking for, you know, I want to settle down with you and so on, I definitely want somebody who's going someplace, somebody who is established. It becomes a headache if you're with a man who isn't financially secure.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you see, in the case of Caroline, that man wasn't financially secure, and she tried bill him, and when she bill him, him decides they want cut. So
Right.
sometimes you can't even say you're looking at the potential, because sometimes the potential they're there, but them what this.
Mm-hmm. No, you see, the thing is this, and this is one of the things that women fall for all the time. This whole potential bit, sister friend. Let me explain something to Una. It is the biggest pitfall on planet Earth. Meet the man when he is in the process of having, of seeing his potential through to fruition. This thing here, when them just have a dream, and so forth, it's like you're there with the artist man, and every day my try boss and him need you just pump the money in, and every day, this like it. Look here, run for your life. There must be a point at which you decide, okay, I am prepared to invest this amount. If it is that I'm so taken in by what it is that you're saying that you want to do with yourself, there must be a point at which I decide I'm going to cross. That's it. I'm going to draw the line there. But there's a way that I find that women guilty of this can done. We keep giving in the hope that some way, somehow, he is going to recognize my value. So this is part of how it is that I'm auditioning for his love. The more that him see say, yo, me there support him, he's a strong tower for him, me there, me I fight the battles, me I the finance, me I finance this, me I finance that and whatever. But what I'm saying is this, no, you cannot buy the man's love. So no amount of financing him is going to have, no sweetheart. That just don't make any sense. You got to see that this man is driven and that he is trying to make things happen for himself. And even if it is that you take up the phone because you have some links or you call some people the way that Caroline did, you need to see that he is prepared to connect the dots. And there ought to be, as I said, there ought to be some reciprocity. It cannot be all the time that you're coming out of pocket. You're the one who's constantly giving. You're the one who's constantly supporting. Because again, huge red flag, big red flag. No, honey, you ain't the cheerleader and this ain't the star jock. Get a life one time.
Wandering eyes. Wandering.
All right. All right. So here, I'm gonna take the flag up just a little bit, but I have a little caveat, and I want to explain something, right?
Okay.
Women have to understand something. Men are wired completely different. There is a place in the male brain, right, that is wired to look at these things, the things that he finds attractive. So a straight man is going to look at women. So this whole idea that, okay, I am with you, and then automatically he's blind, he ain't never going to see another attractive woman, and you're going to castigate him because he's staring at somebody else is BS. It's BS of the highest order. The truth is, a man will look. The problem is, if every single solitary time that you guys are out together, you cannot hold this man's attention, because every time a big backside, big titty, stiff titty, whatever it is that does it for him, brown and curly, hair, short, thick, whatever. Anytime that pass by and the man a gawk, so or they do this thing where they position themselves so they can see them as they walk by. You know what I mean? And they're so stupid with it. It's crazy. The truth is, if it is that this is the case all the time, he is completely and totally distracted every single solitary time something that fits his mold pass by, then oh hell, that's a red flag. He not ready yet.
All right.
Not ready yet.
I can agree with you. So I will do a semi-red flag, because I think as a man, as humans, we appreciate beauty in whatever form. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think.
Sweetheart.
My partner say, "Yo, she look nice."
That's exactly the case, because I could be out with my man, right? And I see something fine. I mean, I'm gonna tell you no lie. If my body type passed by, please understand, my man could have found a little more. Him could have been a hopple of my high a little more. If something passed by that I find delicious, please, I must stop and appreciate all of that. I'm gonna soak all of that in, but I'm not gonna be disrespectful about it. You won't see me, wiping off the side of my mouth now, because you understand, I might tell my girlfriend them say, but if we wipe off the mouth side in the bathroom, because the man did it on me, but I won't disrespect him. And the truth is, this is something that I talk about all the time. Be with somebody who understands that you don't instantly become blind because we are together.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't all of a sudden just, I can only see you. This is it. That's it. That's unrealistic. You must be with somebody who understands that that's your body type, right? And can say, oh, I saw something. Because if I can touch Mr. Man and say, that's you. I saw something that had your name all over it. And if him see it, him supposed to say, yes, sire. Oh God, Karyn, Jesus, Father. I'm going to just get a good laugh and say, yeah, I know. Not today. Or maybe today. You never know.
That's a really a red flag then. It's more about supporting your partner, trying to find a way to support the partner who has the wandering eyes.
No, and it's not, you see, this is it. That's what I'm trying to say. Let us not qualify it as wandering eyes, right? The thing is, we still have, I didn't lose my humanness. And my being attracted to somebody else or finding somebody else attractive is a part of my humanness. This is how we perpetuate the species. So that part of me didn't die because, you're the apple of my eye right now. It didn't die. It's still there. And I must be able to look. That's all I'm doing. Nothing is the matter with looking.
All right.
I must be able to look, but not in a way that it cannot be a situation where I am gawking at every single solitary man that passed by. Now, come on. Clearly, we're not connecting on that level.
All right. A man who lacks purpose and lacks spiritual depth. Some serious things. Purpose. Then I must, Karyn.
All right, listen to me.
You have to have some spirituality about you.
All right, look now. The fastest way for us to end the conversation is if everything is superficial. If every single thing that's coming out your mouth is you comparing yourself to the Joneses, or you trying to get to the Joneses in order to, bring that hype to the table or whatever else, I'm sorry, no thank you. You're clearly not my cup of tea. Honey, I was here. I don't have any kind of time for that any at all, and you have no purpose. But you just here floating, you like a feather in the breeze. That's, I'm gonna listen to you for a quick second, and then I was here. You take care of yourself now. You go with God. I don't have the constitution for that. Sorry, no thanks. I like a man that's passionate about something. A man that's passionate about something has a reason to get up in the morning, and it cannot just be my fine ass that's waking you up in the morning. You got to have something that make you feel good, that give you a sense of fulfillment, that, you feel full, that you're able to accomplish these things. And if it is that you don't have that, then you are drifting. You are a vessel with nothing, no soul, no base, I'm sorry. What we are going to talk about though? Well, we have a talk about every day we get up a talk about who left who and who in a no honey, sorry. There must be something that connects you. You must understand that there is something that is holding this universe together. And the truth is, we don't necessarily have to see eye to eye in terms of what that thing is, the entity, the energy, the spirit, the source, creator, whatever it is that you make reference, that you refer to it as. We don't necessarily have to see eye to eye where that is concerned. However, I need to see that you feel connected to something bigger than yourself. Because I believe that something is bigger than us, that something is bigger than the universe. It's more than the universe that's holding everything together, right? So for me, that is an integral part of my ability to connect with you. That's something that you have to bring to the table.
Another one, this is a biggie, Karyn. A man who doesn't show his emotional side. First, before you answer, do you get this a lot in terms of person coming to you about, their partners not showing that, not being emotional like that?
Okay, so absolutely. It is one of the complaints that women have.
Big time.
Yeah, man. It is one for me as well. The man that is emotionally constipated is the most unsexy thing on on planet Earth. And you know what is sad to me, Dara, is that we as women perpetuate this idea. Because if it is that we find a man that is emotional, that is in tune, attuned with his emotions, then there is a tendency for us to think that him soft, bad man not cry, and these things. I saw a video of some poor misguided soul talking about the man that cries and who that man is in her eyes, and a lot of women subscribe to this idea, right? So for me, it is one of those things that I hear all the time. And again, it is usually the women who are complaining about the man and you know, his inability to connect, his inability to identify, almost no emotional intelligence. And so it is hard for him to feel and empathize and understand what it is that, you know, she's going through. So it is a huge red flag. A man who is emotionally constipated has trauma, unresolved trauma that he has not faced, isn't prepared to face. And truth is, what I'm going to say, ladies, is run for your life. It is not your job to fix him. This is huge, that you can break yourself trying to get a man to open up. He has to be at that space where he recognizes at first, this is a challenge of mine. And usually they get to a point in their lives where they recognize that I'm unable to connect this way, or I am unwilling to connect this way, but I want to do something about it now. Until this is where he's coming from, run, gallop for the hills. Don't even look back, honey. Just keep it going. Save your life. Save your life.
So somebody is saying, Shy Two Palm says, but you have men who overdo the expression of his emotion to the point where you're wondering if it's genuine. So she's saying maybe they're acting. That's what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. I would like to, is that situational? I'm curious, what, in what situation? If this is somebody who's, you know, trying to win you back after messing up and so on, then I can understand you questioning, you know, his level of sincerity. But I would want to know, what is the situation behind that? What is informing his behavior then?
Saying that could be somebody who is manipulating. Can you know them can do that? The one that move ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think last week I had somebody or the week before who said that when she left the man, him start ball and say he's gonna kill himself. Right? Mm-hmm. So that's the whole manipulating.
Sorry. All right, so hold on. Wait, drawbreaks, because we can't make that one that's like, ladies, I'm at me coming at the camera so I can't hear me and see me. You see, any man who I got said to you, say, if you left him cannot imagine him life without you, and you are going to chuck off of the bridge. Honey, run, gallop for the hill. Do not stop, don't pause. Listen to me. That is the height of manipulation. Die. Go right ahead and handle that. But if it is that you have decided that this relationship is toxic for you, go. Save yourself. Mm-hmm. Period, full stop. Save yourself, honey.
Straight.
Mm-hmm. Hands down.
All right, so we've been getting this one a lot. It's the same one. We'll come back to the mean man thing. The man who isn't interested in buying me gifts or taking me out, but he claims he loves me. So this one looks like a very popular one, Karyn. If no one buy me a gift, if no one care her out, but he claim him love her.
Okay, so there are a couple of things. That one is multi-layered for me, because the first thing that the first question that comes to my mind is this: have you taught him how to treat you?
No, because before you even ask the question, you need to make that statement. Because I was saying to a friend of mine, you need to make the man know how you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. You need to tell him how you want to be treated. No, because honey, you got to set the bar. You got to set the bar, and you have to hold. Listen to me. I'm gonna give you a story. I'll give you a joke. Yo, go out with this youth one night. Listen to me. Man, I checked me from when, and I said, okay, fine, I'll go out with you. Dara, me out, and we reached to where it is that we are going, right? So he took me out for dinner to have crab or whatnot, right? And I absolutely love crab. Seafood is my thing. So I'm on the phone. He is coming out of the vehicle, and I come out of the vehicle. As I came out of the vehicle, the phone rang. I came out of the vehicle, and I'm standing in front of his car, waiting on him to lock up. The man clicked the alarm, and after he clicked the alarm, I looked down for a minute, and when I looked up, he was walking away. Sister friend, hello. Please understand, say, you see when I say what happened? I dip on the phone like so. And when I come off of the phone, I click the phone so I run down the man. I said, I'm sorry, what now? Did you just fucking walk away from me just now? I said, take my ass home now. And I mean, he's looking at me like I done lost my ass. I was gonna beat that fool. Oh my God. That happened to me in the history of my life, Dara. In the history of my life.
Take me home now, right away. Block and delete. Hear me now, me say when me see the fool, me not look. Listen to me. You understand what? No, sweetheart, because there are certain things that you just don't bring to this table. I am sorry. Please
But
believe.
Karyn, let in defense of the man. Let me try to be in his defense, right? I try. Maybe the man I say if no one to speak a conversation, say my dear little space.
Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you now. Again, there are certain things that I do not tolerate. Zero tolerate. Because I don't need to, sister. You understand what I mean? No. If it is clear that I came out the vehicle and I was waiting on you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You close the vehicle. You simply signal to me. You ready? You say something. Because that's what a gentleman does. Right? So if it is that you start walking away, sorry, what now? No.
That's what
My brain cannot compute.
Karyn, Lisa saying the same thing, you know. She's saying you're on your phone, so he's giving you some space.
No, sorry, sweetheart, let me explain something. No. My thing is this. You are walking away. He wasn't in my personal space. He wasn't hearing my conversation. So all he had to do, all that was required, if it is that you realize that I'm not seeing you, is simply to say, Karyn, I'm ready. You ready? Come. That's it. You're gonna walk away. Like listen, when I say my hold up my head, the man is striding towards the place that's so enough. When I tell you Dara, out of pure shock, what I mean run down the man. Run him down, and I mean when I ran him down and I did this on his shoulder, I went, did you just now, right now, home. I'm sorry, no thanks. I'm in a business and there is no explanation for that, and I'm not interested. Take me home, sweetheart. We're not going any further. So the thing is, I said all of that to say, you have to set the bar. I'm going to tell you how to treat me. I'm going to tell you what is not acceptable, what is acceptable for me. And the truth is, you have to give, again, you are grooming people. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm introducing you to me, you're introducing you to me, right? We're grooming each other. So there is going to be a little time, a little uptake time, and you have to give yourself that space. However, after a while, if it is that you are not noticing any level of assimilation, or the assimilation isn't taking place at the rate that you want, then it is time for you to make a decision. It is time for you to make a decision. So you have to tell people how to treat you.
I am still rising, said, playing devil's advocate here. Suppose he felt like you were being disrespectful by being on the phone while on a date with him.
Absolutely. Now I can totally understand that. But the truth is, I got a call. And I got the call outside of the vehicle. So when I came out of the vehicle, I got the call. It is very simple. It cannot be a situation where, and this, I'm on the phone less than a minute. Bear in mind, as I said, he backed up. I came out of the car, my phone rang. I stood in front of the car. I was on the phone less than a minute. So if it is that you're going to have to give me a little bit more time to make that determination as to whether or not I'm being disrespectful. Now, if I'm in this conversation all the way, and the other thing too is to appreciate what it is that I do. I could be dealing with a client who is suicidal. I could be dealing with a client who have a situation and I'm going to have to go help them sort that out. So if you're with a woman who is a doctor, if you're with a woman who operates in a particular capacity, then you have to take that thing into consideration. You cannot automatically jump to the conclusion that they're being disrespectful. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? So if I'm sitting at the table and I'm eating or I'm texting, you're unable to hold my gaze and have a conversation with me because I'm backing and forthing on the phone, then that's disrespectful. Because you're treating me as though I'm not here. Mm-hmm. But I answered the call and I came out of the car and was waiting on you. Come on. All that was required is, I'm ready now. Because you sit at a stop and waiting. I didn't walk off. You just signaled me. Ready now.
Did he apologize?
Of course he did, profusely. Because, I mean, he was completely discombobulated. He did not expect this any at all. And you see, this is the thing. People see me, I'm a smiley, I'm a nice, I'm a pleasant or whatever else. But listen to me. You cross me, there are certain things that I don't put up with. And the thing is, I believe in dating, so we would have been talking for a period of time, so you are privy to my personality. So when we go out, it's not like this is a shock to you or whatever. As I tell you who I am, I come to you naked. I tell you who I am. So it's either that you can appreciate this tall drink of water, Franny, or you cannot.
Ooh. So we're not speaking of the dinner thing. No, this is
Right.
a big red flag for me, Karyn. I mean,
Right.
it may be majoring in the minor. This. Or you're chewing, and I can hear every chew. Red flag for me.
I'm a hold it up.
Okay.
No, you are.
Karyn. Thank you.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Again, there is a certain level of there's a certain level of maturity and a certain level of etiquette that I expect you to bring, because again, if I'm dating a man of a certain caliber, I expect him to bring a certain level of decorum to the table, right? So me not really I expect, you know, if you suck out your teeth at the people them big bossy restaurant and so, or no, that is not going to sit well with me unless you are demonstrating, you're showing me something, a pet peeve of yours, the way you demonstrated just now. I'm not expecting that. And the finger in the teeth, I try to pull down the food and so.
Yes, yes. Or yeah, drink the something in your
No, I cannot cross it. I cannot cross it. Sorry, no thanks. That don't work for me at all.
Woo.
At all.
Karyn, you were asking, no, Caroline, so I have a question for Karyn. What's the question you have, Caroline? I don't know if it should, well, when she asks the question, I'll come back to it, Karyn. So
Right.
another response that I've got is someone who lives at the rum bar, disrespectful partner, and a man who cares zero when I'm sick. The one that's serious. Which one of them? All of them?
Okay. Now, I don't drink. I don't drink. And the truth of the matter is this, I can allow somebody to be themselves. I'm perfectly comfortable with that. However, if I find that every afternoon you need to decompress with Ray and his nephew every afternoon that God sent, every afternoon, and you finish the entire bottle, I'm sorry. You and I cannot cross it. We cannot go any further. You're an alcoholic. That's just how I look at it. So we can't cross it. I can't manage the rum bar man, the man them who have to be there. So every Friday night you're on the me can't manage that, and nothing can come between you and the rum bar. No, you and the rum bar continue on that sweet, nice relationship. Now the thing is, if it is that I am sick and you are not attentive, huge red flag. And I would say that to women. Most of us are only prepared to be with our significant other through the good bit of it. We cannot comprehend, neither are we prepared to stick with them when things get rough. And that's part of the things that can happen. People get sick. A huge part of my knowing that you care for me is your ability to be there for me during that time. And this must be unsolicited. I'm not supposed to be on the phone. I beg you please to come because, you know, I'm still not feeling well, this kind of a deal. If I tell you I'm not feeling well, I expect you to show up. So if you are not there when I am well and you're only showing up when I am well, no, that's a sign, sweetheart. No. Genuine care suggests that you are there during that time.
All right, so Caroline is asking me to put her back in right now. So I'm going to try to do it. Licia, you ready for me, Licia? Karyn, here's what happened. I don't know how to do this thing here. So I'm going to ask you to X out and then just send me back the request to go live so I can accept everybody at the same time. Because it's not allowing me to add it right now.
Okay. All right. No worries. Cool. All
right. So send me back the request to go live now. Caroline, Karyn, Licia. Yeah. Let me see if everybody's on now. Because I have to add everybody. Somebody missing. Okay. All right. Let's wait. So if I'm going to mention some red flags here, if for some reason yours is not in it, please feel free to put it out here and let's talk about it. Because, you know, I mean, some of us might say we're majoring in the minor, but when you look at the thing, you say, no, sir, this thing is serious. All right, so let me add back everybody now. Let me see. All right, I don't see Lisa, so I'm going ahead with Caroline and Karyn. All right, Karyn. Where's Caroline? Okay, Caroline.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see who is name. Oh, and Lisa. All right. So we have everybody here now. Yeah, what's the question you have for Karyn, Caroline?
So hi, Karyn.
Hi.
Oh, there's another person.
Yeah, man, Lisa.
Okay, so Karyn, so after all of my drama, I am now like burnt. So I am like, I'm not moving forward in terms of relationships. Like I said, it's been 3 years and I cannot move the dial forward because of this traumatic experience with Mr. K-Man. And I'm just looking for a way forward. And I'm like, okay, so I stopped being a dust bunny. I don't run around looking dusty anymore. And so, yeah. So I'm now looking, like I want to ask for advice now on like how to, because every person that I speak with, I'm looking for the traits from Mr. K-Man in them. Is it that I'm
Traumatizer.
Okay, so the thing is, it's a classic case of PTSD, right? And yeah,
PTSD, that's what
yeah, man, yeah, post-traumatic.
PTSD.
There you go. There you go.
disorder.
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay.
There you go. And there is a way that we tend to believe that that is only specific to, oh, you had an awful car accident, you know, the robbers bust into your house, this kind of a deal. But we fail to recognize that you can feel this kind of a way coming out of your, you know, your love relationships. And this is the area that a lot of us are suffering from PTSD. So my thing is, one, there is some work that you need to do on yourself in terms of there is a narrative that you have running in your brain as it pertains to men and relationship, because based on what it is that you're saying, you attract a certain kind. There are women who will tell you the dusty men don't look at them at all. Zero, zilch at all. Only the men with money or the men of a certain caliber, this kind of a deal, they only attract a certain kind. Yeah. And so it says to me, there is something that you have in your brain as it pertains to your level of worthiness, right? Can I attract somebody like this and keep them? Is somebody like this going to be attracted to me? Does somebody like this want to spend this kind of time and their money on me? So all of this, there is something going on in terms of, you know, how it is that you perceive yourself and how it is that you perceive your ability to attract the kind of man that it is that you say you want. The other thing is that you need to get clear on what it is that you want, because what I find that women are afflicted with, which is a huge part of the PTSD, is the things that you don't want. I find that as it pertains to relationship, the most difficult thing for a woman to quantify is what it is that she wants. And most of us are unable to quantify it because we never yet see it. You understand me? We never yet see it. We come from a lot of dysfunction. And so we believe that is all that is available to us. And so you are leading with the things that you don't want. And if that is where,
see, I know what I don't want.
There you
but
go.
I also
exactly.
know
but
what
you
I
have
do
not.
want, though.
No. But the thing is, if you know it, but then the truth of the matter is, and I can tell you this from my experience, we are paying a lot of lip service to it, and you are more invested in the things you don't want, which is the reason why you are looking for that in the individual. When it is that you know what it is that you want, then that is what you're looking for, not the things that you don't want. So it's almost as though when I ask a woman to give me some, I want to get clear in terms of your, what is it that you think you're deserving of? What kind of relationship are you looking for? What the woman end up telling me is this: Jesus Christ, Karyn, look at me, no want a baby father drama. God no, me can't take one more mean man. Them wicked, dirty Jamaican man. I don't know where them come from. And I mean, and can you feel the energy coming off of me? Can you feel the heat? And this is it. Like I am, if it is that I'm in a coaching session and I'm talking to them online, the way that I'm talking to you now, the energy is pushing me back. And this is what she's leading with. And this is the same thing. This is what I get from you. That every time that you see a man, these are the lens that you're looking at him through.
You know what it is? I don't think that because I love to live my life with putting out the energy that I want. Every day I'm telling people, stop focusing on what you don't want and focus on what you do want. So maybe I may have said that, it may come like, no, but I'm an optimist. I'm always looking for, the good in something. But like maybe in my social circles that I'm not meeting the kind of people that I want to be involved with. And because the craft that I'm in, I'm like surrounded by like, I don't want to come across as a snob, like people of low intelligence. And so, man, where I tell about, carry me with you, no? Biggest my way I eat, and them type of cool things that them think are openers to start talking to somebody. I hear that with everything in every fiber in my being. When they say carry me with them.
You see, hold on, Caroline, hold on. You see what this is, and you're following a particular path, which is what a lot of women will end up saying. Bear in mind, what we have to understand is this: you can meet someone anywhere. The truth of the matter is this: you're not just going from home to work. Or maybe I should ask a question. You're not just going from home to work. You go to the supermarket. You go to the supermarket. You go check your girlfriends. You can meet a man anywhere. You get what I'm saying? And so with that in mind, again, the truth of the matter is what you end up attracting. You're always going to get the men calling to you. Strong as I get that all the time, You understand what I mean?
I hate that, you see? Stops that
all the time. But the truth of it, or a big woman, blow and the one that always make me
what about
they don't want me to with a big woman argument there. You get me? But you see, but this is it. You look good for a big woman, I don't know what. And what you want me to say after that. And so the truth of the matter is this: that was something that he said. That doesn't necessarily, the conversation not going any further for me. This is not going to be somebody now who I end up in a telephone conversation. He ain't gonna get my number. So that's what I'm saying. The fact that you meet people like this doesn't necessarily mean that this is all that is available to you. If it is that you are not vibrating on his level, then you will not exchange your number with him. And so what
let's say 2 months ago, 2 of my friends challenged me to say, okay, you need to shake off this dustiness and be Caroline that we know. So I went on a little diet, stopped eating meat, start doing so. And then I go out now and guys are talking to me, like guys that wasn't talking to me for the last 2 years because I was calling myself the invisible woman because they didn't see me. And when I say guys, I don't mean like the guys that are on the street side pushing a cart or some guy in the circles that I'm running because I'm in that business. I'm talking about like a guy I would meet at Scotia and he would start a conversation with me. And, I'm like, okay, so I just needed to dust off because I was dusty. So now that people are talking to me again, stop laughing. But I was. But anyway,
no, you need.
So
I'm not an expert, but the first thing you need to stop saying dusty. What do you mean?
No. I'm not anymore. No. You're not listening. I said 2 of my friends challenged me 2 months ago, and I shook that persona off. It's gone. Me bury that girl there. She's buried. Done, gone, done and done. And but I'm saying though, I'm open to possibilities now. And I think that a lot of people are talking to me now. Even my friend she's my biggest cheerleader. She said, oh, look, Deepa, look, this man I can't hear. Look, you have the eye, get the eyes. Since I started losing the weight and everything, my confidence is coming back. So I think I'm not going to be like so dismissive like I used to be. Like soon as somebody says something to me and it sounds like something, Mr. Cayman would say, I'm out of there. But now I am more open for love. You know what I mean? I'm putting myself out there, but not, once I see somebody come and they talk to me and I hear like, they're wanting to know who Caroline is, not, oh, I want to come over here tonight. Because that's how they are now. They're just moving really fast, warp speed. So I'm learning now how to decipher the ones that are trying to, you know, build something or form something with it versus the ones who are like, well, come check your way out tonight. You know, because there are
Okay.
a lot of those.
So
Colleen,
here.
I see you. I think Caroline needs to work on herself and start setting you know, standards in terms of, yo, the taxi man, the plumber all the way in there.
It didn't
Is
go
that
nowhere.
you see what
It
I'm
didn't go
saying?
nowhere.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm just seeing where maybe any because not because the taxi man like you. Yeah, other man out there would have like you, Caroline.
No, listen. I don't have no self-esteem problem, you know, because I am the boldest person you will ever meet. I'm telling you, when I tell you I am bold, I am all the way to the top of the meter. I am bold. If I see someone and I want to get to know them, I'll go over and say, hi, I am Carol, and I'll just talk. I will speak to anyone. I am very bold. And I'm not like, oh, no, you're not going to like me. I'll use humor and defeat anybody. Trust me when I tell you. If I want to speak to somebody, I am. Because I'm very humorous. I will have everybody cracking up. So I never have a problem with meeting people, even if it's the most, like somebody that you say, oh no, that man, they look really too good. I will still go over and speak to him. I tell you, I have no fear, zero fear. So there's
Well,
nothing that I need to just build on. I probably need to lose a few more pounds, but other than that, I'm good. I'm good to go.
All right,
here.
before we move back to the red, Colleen, you just want to give her some advice?
No. This is the only thing that I want to say to you is this. I hear the way that you talk, right? And all of that is admirable. However, it still doesn't change the fact that there is PTSD there. And so
So
with
much
all of
so.
the boldness, all of the bravado, all of this amazing stuff, there is still that. And the truth of the matter is PTSD don't just go away. It is something that you consciously gonna have to work on. And Cayman man left a scar. He left a
He
mark.
did.
He left, yeah man. He dig out a little section right there. So, and no amount of boldness gets rid of that. Yeah. And so what I'm going to suggest is that you do spend some time. And the truth of the matter is, oftentimes when we are looking at relationships, we do an excellent job of, talking about what transpired. And we only focusing on the man that crosses and the man that are wicked. And look how much things look how much things we do for the man, but we never stop and take responsibility. We co-created the situation. It didn't happen all by itself. So what is the role that I played? And that is what I would suggest. There you go.
I was an
And how
enabler.
you facilitate, how did you sell yourself short? And all of these things. And the truth is, you're very comedic whenever it is that you talk about it, but allow it to sit. Allow it to sit, because there is a bigger story there. It's bigger than Cayman Man. Cayman Man just came to show you who you are being. That's it. So take the lens off of Cayman Man and just start spending some time looking at you.
All right,
Gotcha.
Caroline. Caroline,
Okay, thank you, Karyn.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Lisa, you have
Blessings.
a red flag? Me know
Can I
it,
get
you
out of this
have a
thing?
red flag. All right. So, all right, Caroline, you can come up. Lisa is joining now. And Lisa, thank you for coming on. So I have you on, and we should say you're not searching because you're a married woman, right? But I'm sure before you got married, you had your deal breakers and your red flags. So you said, listen, if a man accepts me with that, it's a no-no. Can you tell us some of them before we go back to that?
You're hearing me clearly, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay, fantastic. Uh, for me, I think we mentioned quite a few of them, and I was putting up my emoji red flag when you were doing them. For me, that lack of support, that one that you spoke about with, I think somebody mentioned if you are ill and the person doesn't show up, or the only time they show up is when you're good. Those are big ones. And a personal one for me, because I grew up seeing this, is alcoholism. So that same thing where somebody was saying about the rum bar. And I mean, I was in a space where I witnessed, not in my personal own home, but in a home that was very close to me, domestic violence. And that was as a result of alcohol abuse,
Alcoholism.
because outside of alcohol, that person was a wonderful person. So that has always been like total red flag for me. And so I almost always end up dating people who don't drink, even without even recognizing it. It almost turns out to be that way subconsciously because I can't. The hitting, domestic violence, the alcohol, all of that for me is red. Those are the red flags.
All right. So let's get back to our list now. So I have 2 persons on now. So we have 3 red flag waivers about the place. 2 interesting ones I'm coming up with. He has no stamina. He's just lazy in bed and no longer satisfies me. I want to come.
Karyn can help with that.
Karyn! What were you flagging, Karyn?
My 2 week. My 2 week Rasta.
Comment section. That's what I'm
My 2 week. My
I
2
want to be alone, see? Remember, wave it. Karyn,
Is that from beginning, or did something happen to cause that?
Me don't know. Them just say he has no stamina. He's just lazy.
From the get-go?
They never say from when, but does it matter?
Is he going through depression? Is there an illness? Well, it has to matter.
Please, yeah, I see you searching. I see you really searching. Caroline, Karyn.
Okay, for me personally, okay, so I'm depending on the level, how invested I am. No, sweetheart, let me tell you something. I don't date certain kind of men. You see, physical wellness matters to me, and there is a reason why it matters to me. One, because my sex matters to me. You get what I mean? So I need to know that this is a man that is coming, that is healthy, that recognize the importance of taking care of himself and so on. So the fact that he's diabetic, would like to hope that this is something that he is managing. So you see, in the dating process, when I'm gathering data, is when I'm going to find out how far on is this diabetes now. What exactly is happening there? What are you taking for the diabetes? And I'm going to Google that blower. We understand that, because if this means that this is the limbic part of the well, we're going to be virgins. Me and you go, yeah man, we are party and them because something about, I'm sorry, I cannot cross it. So if it is from beginning, you have no stamina from the beginning, there's not a whole lot that we can do. If this from Jump Street, Houston, we have a big problem.
Big problem.
If this develops in the relationship, then I'm curious about, okay, what is happening? Finances.
Exactly. That's why I was hesitant.
There you go. I'm curious about what is happening now. If this is, the state of his finances with pandemic and so on, is his business being impacted in a huge way? Then absolutely, that is the first way that it hits a lot of men. The sex, the stamina, the desire, the libido gets eaten up, this kind of a deal. Now that I can understand, because that also women experience that just the same, right? So I can get that. But if this is the first time, when you think me is the cat's meow and so, and you swear I fight and you put in the work and so forth, and the stamina, I'm not really sure how we're going to cross it. I'm not really sure. Sorry.
So Lisa.
No, I'm agreeing with Karyn. I'm saying if it's from the get-go, then it's a red flag. But if everything has been solid and okay, and we're in a relationship over time, and then there is something happening, then it means that I'm not just going to call it a date. It means that there is something else going on. So Karyn says there could be stressors, it could be work stressors, it could be money issues, it could be medical issues. So then I'm willing to explore with you what's going on and see if it's something that we can fix, but not from get-go, from day one. Oh no.
So when you can't fix it?
Sweetheart, too much fishing at the sea. Too much fishing at the sea. Sorry. Too much fish in the sea. No, sir. I will vex. I take my penis very serious. I will vex. I'm not even going to lie to you. I will vex. No. Sorry. From the beginning, Dara. Sorry. Can't cross it.
For big problem.
Cannot cross it.
That's done.
All right. Another one, men with poor hygiene, especially smokers with stale mouth.
I don't have a
and
red
yellow
flag.
teeth.
Red flag.
Listen, when we talk to somebody, the first thing we do, we look at
Is
their
a red
mouth.
blouse that, Karyn?
One red flag. One red flag. I mean, need the whole life for that one there. Sweetheart, we don't have to go any further in this hygiene conversation. That's a hell no. I'm sorry. No, not at this stage of life. We ain't 6, we ain't 10. I'm sorry. No. No, man.
Nope.
I smell in your sweetheart. Sorry. This is no. I can understand a rough day at work and so forth, and even then, Miss expect say the beard and put on your deodorant. And so if the deodorant is fake, no, we're not having this hygiene conversation. That's a no. That's a no. We cannot cross it.
Yeah,
we cannot cross
I
it.
normally look in the mouth. So let's start off with them. And if the tongue too white, never problem.
Jesus, oh, where you gone?
Okay, I've been to that.
Really?
No, because
Really, teen?
Yeah, because
Really?
them don't brush them tongue. I agree. All of that, no. Moving right along.
No, I had to tell somebody, listen, you know you can clean your teeth because
No, then seriously? Come on. You became the family dentist? Come on.
the
No.
advisor, because he's a smoker, and then you look, you see the thing on the, and then like, oh my god, you know you can sort out this, you know. But yeah, cheesy foot.
Dara, that's right up there with the hygiene. And the truth is,
But Karyn, maybe in defense of the men, help me out this year. I mean, maybe, you know, cheesy foot.
cheesy foot
Cheesy foot.
can start
But
out.
that can fix easy, man.
Thank you, but that's what I'm
That's
saying.
an easy fix.
Yeah, but listen, my point is this. Why are you coming to my yard with your stinky foot? And you did not say your foot stink from before, brother. That is the point that I'm trying to make. Put some rotted powder upon it. Go pharmacy, go start that out. Don't carry that shit to my place. No. I'm sorry, that shouldn't even come up in conversation. Fix that. Handle that, sweetheart. Before. No. Fix that. The hygiene thing, just handle them something there. Oh, God. That's a huge deal breaker for me, you know.
No, because you know, I was reading online, and this lady was complaining on one of those social media sites that she had to beg the man to go bathe. And when I saw it, I was like, really? One of the hide my ID sites, you know what I'm talking about. And she said she had to beg the man to go bathe because the man don't like bathe. And I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, just skip over this whole hygiene thing. No, red flag.
But you know, it's a serious issue, though. You know, it's a serious issue for some people.
Dara, we still talking about it though? I'm not sure why we're still talking about it. Like a job
All right.
reverse.
Next one. I will deal with infidelity better than lies.
The two of them seem to kind of be intertwined in some ways.
But this person is saying she'd rather
Deal with infidelity than lies.
yeah.
I feel like if there is infidelity, there are lies. Almost always. So I'm not so sure how she's able to separate them, although you could just be a liar. You mean like a man would just lie for no reason?
That's what she's saying. Raise
All
and
right.
Karyn.
For me, red flag for both of them. Red flag. Why? Because I would like to think that there are certain things that I'm very comfortable with. My perspective on relationships, I think, is a little bit more fluid than most of us. Yeah. And it is something that I express, is something that I am comfortable with. And so having expressed my level of fluidity, if it is that I come into the realization that you are still straying. I don't subscribe to infidelity. I think that's bullshit. I believe that at this stage of life, we should be able to speak to each other and say, I'm curious. How do you feel? Are you comfortable? Is this something that we can explore? And notice I say we, not just me. Is this something that we can explore? Because if it is that I choose to go and explore, the person is aware that my significant other is aware. So nothing is happening, nothing untoward, there is nothing clandestine. Yeah? And so if it is that having established that this is how I roll, and you still feel the need for infidelity, then I'm sorry, you're not ready for me. Go with God. And if I find no, sweetheart, as I tell you, see, when you reach a my stage of life, there are certain things that you declare point blank, and I don't have the stomach for the lies. I believe that there's a certain level of integrity that you must bring. I tell my daughter this, I tell my man this. You must be able to tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. And when I say the truth, I want the facts, brother. That's it. Tell me the facts of the situation, period, full stop. There's nothing that you tell me that I cannot cross as long as I heard it from you. Tell me the truth. I don't have no time for them stupidness, brother. We're not playing around. Just talk to me 100. And if you're not prepared to bring that to the table, it's not either or. Both things are a deal breaker for me. Red flag, can't done. Sorry, no thanks.
Lisa?
Yeah, no, everything Karyn says, because I'm trying to separate the two things, the lying and the cheating. I feel like them go hand in hand, as I said before, because I feel that for the most part, somebody who is cheating, unless there is an established cheating in the relationship, then both persons, and then I don't know if that's really cheating if both people acknowledging that, then if I'm not so sure how you can carry out that infidelity without some sort of deception and lying happening. And so I see the two being closely intertwined. But then there is also some people who just lie and lie for everything. So those two things are red flags for me, unless, yeah, definitely.
Last week I had two men on, and we were looking at the issue of if there are no good men around, if there's a shortage of good men, or is it a case that women's expectations are just too high? One of the males said that he lies all the time to the women because if he tells them the truth, he's not going to get what he wants. So he said that his argument is that if he just wants a girl and he just wants to have sex with her, he's not going to tell her that, because if he tell her that, it's not going to reach him further. And I'm arguing and saying no, because you can be in a conversation with a woman and you say, listen, I love how you look, blah, 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 and this is what I want, and you come to an understanding. But men are of the perception that you can't tell a woman the truth, because if you tell a woman the truth, nothing going to happen. Do you get that?
That's not true. I mean, I think that's just a excuse and a cop-out and a way to just ruin something. Especially nowadays, women, there are a lot of very independent, and when I say independent, women who are not necessarily looking for man to mind them and do all of them things, and are very upfront and straightforward. And even in the past, even my current marriage never started out with me trying to look a man to get married. It was understood to be a fling between both of us, and then it evolved into something else. And it never started out with any deception. We weren't trying to con each other. We knew each other before, and I think it was easy for us in the sense that, all right, I kind of don't need to deal with no lies and hear nothing about your past, so I don't know, because I feel like I know you already, having known that. And I think the situation was the same. I think men seem to think that we can't handle certain things, and that's not true. We can. Just tell us what the situation is, and then let us decide how we want to proceed in that. When you are now going to tell us lies and build a relationship around something else only because you want to have sex, that's ridiculous to me. So somebody's saying that will never happen, lawyer. That's not true. Like, I know so many people, and I'm sure Karyn can speak to this, women who straight up, in fact, I find it's men who can't handle when women tell them that this is only this. and move on. So I don't find that to be a situation. It's not everybody trying to hook a man to get married. There are some women who are very straight up. Right now, I have a whole host of independent friends, female friends who just want a baby, to be quite frank, because them reach a certain age and them kind of want to have a child and move on. So yeah, no, I think that's kind of a cop out.
Agreed, agreed, agreed. Across the board, agreed. And again, this is pretty much just a man trying to cover his ass with the stupidness that, oh, a woman can't take the truth. Bullshit. Women see and want sex just the same way that you see and want sex. I simply come and say to her, honey, I think you're fine, and I'm down for a night of play. Where you at? Period. I think the sexiest thing is a man who's forthcoming. If this is where your headspace is, then you let me know. You understand what I mean? And if that's not where I am at, then I say thank you, blessings. You know, not today. Go with God. You fine though. You take care of all of that yumminess. You understand what I mean? But no, it's foolishness. Talk truth. You sit down there, go can woman 1 month, you sit down there, tell them holy liar, spend up your money, them and carry them right, left, and center. No, just forget the front, sir. No. Talk from early. This is what I want. And then maybe the possibility exists that something can evolve. This I just said it. I've worked with people who started, it was supposed to be a one night stand. And then it came, it became friends with benefits. And then all of a sudden I'm completely and totally taken in by this individual. And I actually want this. I want to explore getting to know you, this kind of a deal. It is possible just to go have a night of fun. And if that's where your headspace is, talk up and save yourself a whole heap of distress.
All right, and this leads to the next thing. And communication. Somebody who doesn't know how to communicate his feelings. Or communicate full stop. That's a big issue, you know.
Communicating is, I'm going to start because I think Khalid needs to deal with this in some detail. For me, communicating is so important, but there's so much about communication that's different, and there's so many different levels to communicating, because you have different stages. You have somebody that you can just vibe and you have a good energy with, and you get along with, and they communicate well, and that's great. I feel like you need to start there because you have to be able to communicate and understand each other. But as your relationship get more complex, there are different levels of communication. There are so many things to talk about, and then there are some things we're just touchy to talk about. Like, I think that Garfield and I have just good energy when it comes to communicating, but there are still things between both of us that kind of is a dance, and it's still a little bit difficult to communicate, especially in different moments. So I find that things relating to finances can always be touchy sometimes, depending on what it is that you're talking about and when you're talking about it. And you have to gauge and know, because, if two people stressed out about something, the communication can go off if you're just attacking them about, what about this, what about that, what about that. So communication becomes different. Somebody was saying earlier about a man when I buy gifts. Karyn can talk about the different love languages and how people receive things, and that's another part of communicating, because understanding that how you may show affection and love is not necessarily how somebody shows it and receives it, and that's communication as well. So somebody may want gifts and not show of affection, where somebody else is not really that, is acts of service and some other things that they really value. But communication, if any long-term relationship, I don't see how it's going to thrive or survive without good communication, because other than that, somebody is compromising or losing themselves in that relationship. But yeah, over to you, Karyn.
All right. So I think Lisa did a phenomenal job just summing it up, especially when it is that she talked about just the fact that communication is multi-layered, and that it is important for you to be strategic. That's what it is that I heard her saying. And you get strategic only whenever it is that you know your partner. So a part of your ability to communicate and to keep the conduit open is to know your partner and to know the importance of timing, right? Okay, so this is not a good time. to approach him or her with this. It doesn't mean that you will not communicate, but that you're going to have to know, okay, what is the best way to cushion this? When is the best way to deliver this, you know, to deliver this, whatever it is that I need to have, I need to have them hear or understand at this point. So it is important, especially as women, for us to be strategic. There's a way that we allow our emotions to, you know, to grab us in the throat, and whatever it is that we are feeling, we're going to have to talk to them, and we're pounding the man constantly with the things that are on our minds. And we feel the fact that he isn't responding in the time that we think, or with the level of urgency that we think he needs to bring to the situation, then he is unresponsive. But truth is, there are so many things that we need to pay attention to. But communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. And I'm not just talking about the love relationship. I'm talking about your relationship with your friends, with your family. It is the lifeblood. I must be able to communicate to you what is going on with me. I must also be able to say to you, I am not sure. Because there is a time that you cannot readily quantify what it is that you're feeling. Yeah. So the thing is to be able to keep your partner abreast as to where I'm at. Something can happen between the two of you. And it leaves something in your belly, so, but you're not really 100 hours. You're not sure if I'm angry, you're angry. You don't know if I'm jealous, you're jealous. You don't know if I'm pissed off, you're pissed off. You don't know if I'm slight, you feel slight. You get what I mean? But you just know, so right now, I'm not 100 with you. But I'm not really sure exactly what it is. And some of us jump on the phone and we talk to a girlfriend, and it is in the talking that you realize, oh, Ross, you know, it's that piss off. And then you're able to go and communicate that to Mr. Man. You're able to say that to him, because the thing is, we assume that he ought to know what it is that I am feeling when my face looks so adisagwan. You understand me? So when me a huff and puff like the lady who says she want gifts, I am curious. That's where I started. Have you taught this man how to treat you? Have you told him that your love language is gift giving? And most of us don't know what our love language is.
Yeah,
We're not really sure.
And, sometimes you tell them say your love language are gift giving, but if the man mean, the man mean.
No, but you see, we keep coming back to this mean argument, you know. We keep coming back to this mean argument. I mean, I tell you, say, there is more to it than that. The thing is this, you know, a man will feel that, okay, fine. You come to him with a situation and him help you figure it out. Boy, did I go through some things or whatever else, and him say, all right, hear this now. I can give you 10 grand towards the situation. Your situation was a 30 grand situation. And him say, I can give you 10 grand towards it. In his mind, he is doing the best that he possibly can. You understand what I said? Exactly. But the truth is, in your mind, you're thinking the way for him to have solved that situation is to come with the 30 grand.
The 30 grand.
There you go. And so, him not come with the 30 grand now. You feel slighted, you feel like, said this man and I'll get you, and him mean. There's a way that we keep throwing this term around, and without any full appreciation of the fact that most of us, let me tell you something, Dara. I have worked with some women who there is a way that we feel entitled. This thing that we have between our legs, the fact, the moment we share it with somebody, we feel as though this need to buy us an apartment complex as a result of this vagina. And half of the time, that vagina ain't even that good. You understand what I mean? He's getting better vagina that he's not. I'm telling you the truth, that, sweetheart, you'd be surprised the things I have seen and the things I have heard. And so what I'm saying to these women who feel as though their vaginas is a way to get everything, dial it back, sister. Dial it back. A man can hit that and don't call you back. You understand what I mean? Because men actually want stimulation. They actually want a woman them can talk to and so forth. At least man, where you want, you know, you want to embark on a relationship, in a relationship with this kind of a deal. They actually want something more than your vagina.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So you got to bring something. What else you got? What else you bringing to the table? Because after the 15
more
minutes,
vagina.
Exactly. Or you're going to carry your girlfriend's vagina, right? And then Tanisha's vagina, whatever. After that, then what? Because even the man who enjoys a couple threesomes every now and again, after a while, that gets stale though. That gets played out. Then what? How are you going to hold me then? So it is, we need to be mindful with this mean conversation. Yeah, and understand the importance of one. I'm about this independent woman life. I'm sorry. That's just where it's at for me. Take care of your damn self. And you will find a man who is prepared to take care of you. But if you're leading with, honey, I gave you this bum ass vagina, my pum pum turn up kind of vibe, you need to bring your money come. girl, then you're gonna get a certain kind of personality, and you best be prepared to deal with that. Period. Full stop.
All right. So, I mean, I'm just reading here now. So I'm going back to one. This one, we don't know if you said, because maybe she said, did have one man, him have cheesy crutch. Me try everything, the smell just did it. It couldn't work.
We going back.
Why we going back to the hygiene?
Why are we going back there? Why? Why? Go,
some
go.
people
Just keep
would have that.
Keep going.
Some
Keep
people have it as a
going.
deal breaker, right? But when you say, Karyn, go Dr. Karyn,
Keep going. I'm not solving that problem because I'm not sticking around to figure that out. Bye.
suppose it's a health issue.
And I'm going to figure that out, but it's not me going to help with it.
What's Karyn?
Next.
No, we're not
Yes,
going to
because-
flag. It might need help. It might need help. Come in.
See, let's get that
What are you doing?
moving
What are you
right
doing?
along.
Why are you even trying to figure that shit out? Listen to me. If you got a stinky crotch, honey, you just don't let me start. Don't let me start in Jesus' name. Don't let me start, Dara. Just like keep it moving. Oh Jesus,
Keep it
just
moving.
keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Suppose it's a good man. Somebody say he need a doctor. Suppose it's a good man.
You trying to tell me you got a stink penis, and I'm trying to figure out whether or not he's good? I'm sorry, no. You are not my man, is what I am saying. You bring that stinky body to somebody else, they can help you figure that shit out. I am not that woman. That's all I am saying.
Moving
Oh my
right
God.
along.
No, Dara, let me tell you something now. Hear me now. You see, all the hygiene issues are a deal breaker for me. We don't have to bring up no more of that. We cannot talk about the hygiene. We cannot cross it. I cannot cross it. I cannot. I don't know what to do with it. Zero tolerance for it.
All right. So essentially, we have covered them all. Because I see some more mean, lies, afraid to commit. We spoke about those already. And then somebody said he's mean to service staff. So he really looks down on people. I think that's a deal breaker because
Run.
Yeah.
Run. That man is self-absorbed. Run.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So Licia, so I'm at the end of my thing, but let me ask you, and I brought you on because we're telling people run to the hills. But as I said, when you started your relationship, I'm sure you have had things, and you mentioned the whole issue of the communication, and you have learned to adjust with that. What advice would you give to persons in relationships and them have them see the warning flag and the red signs? Give me the red flags and the warning signs in terms of some things that may be solvable. What do you say to them?
Well, the most important things to learn is that nobody's perfect. So I don't think you're ever going to get the perfect package. Some people sit down and write all of what they want on a list and expect to check off all of that. And some people may be able to check off all of that, but I feel like once you're dealing with a human, you're going to have imperfections. And just like how the man isn't perfect, I'm not perfect either. I'm sure if you meet Garfield in a conversation and say, boy, is there anything you would change about this year? But I say, boy, yes, should this, should that, just as how I would probably list some things. So I think you have to have those core things that you value, that you want, that you see. And then you know what are your deal breakers and you know what are your ideals, and then you know what are your nice to haves. And the nice to haves mean you may not necessarily get those things, but it's nice to have them, and you work from that. So some things, there's always going to be compromise, there's always going to be a dance. You're going to learn as you go along, you're going to develop. And the thing I've learned in relationships, especially my marriage, is that over time you kind of evolve and grow with each other. So you understand each other more. So a lot of petty arguments that Garfield and I used to have in the early stages, we don't even have that anymore, because we've kind of learned each other so much now that I know what will tick him off and he knows what will tick me off, and we kind of know how to avoid those conversations. The same thing when we were talking about communication. I know when to bring up certain conversations. He knows when when to bring up other conversations. So we kind of get into it a lot more. So one, it will take some time to get there, but you also have to be willing to accept that nobody's perfect. You aren't perfect. He's not perfect. But as two imperfect people, you're coming to the relationship and you're making the choice to kind of stay together if you really love each other. So for me, like some of the things I can recall that really made me want to be in this relationship and stay in this relationship. And I can say this because I was also out of a relationship prior to that and kind of measuring them, is the fact that Garfield, I was with somebody before this who knew that I was probably, I don't even know if he could tell you that I was going to law school. Yeah, he probably could say, yeah, man, Lissy had the law. And that was it. And then there was Garfield, who could I tell you the name of every course of me I do, who literally would sit down and study with me and say, where I go through now? And go through with me till he became a study partner, who would know I was living in Montego Bay at one point, and he literally drove, I think my battery is going, he drove down to Montego Bay to pick me up so that I could study while I was driving up for my exams. So some of those things that he did really demonstrated to me that this was somebody who had a genuine interest in me. I mean, I could be studying with my girlfriends and he would just randomly turn up and say, "Oh, no, hungry," and bring us lunch. And it's not something that we were expecting, thinking about, because we had our plans, we were going to get lunch. But this is somebody who is thinking about you. And so that kind of support and them real concern and I mean, Garfield is the person who sometimes I don't even want to tell him a plan or a dream, because you tell him and then he want to run with it. You feel bad because you're not moving as quickly as he is moving, and he's like, so what happened to the plan for this, and how come you not get this yet? So it's really that person who is always in your corner. Those are big things for me. So I had those. So there are other smaller things, yes, that I may not have been, I probably still don't like or not like, but those are minor compared to what are my big ticket items, and I'm willing to work around it and make it work. Just like I'm sure he compromises on some things too. So you have to know what are your must-haves, what you really want, and if you get those, then I think you can navigate the other things.
Somebody said, where can I buy a
Can I buy?
Oh, I think she's talking to Jordan.
I think Jordan is coming in to interrupt, so if you listen to jump off and I know.
Okay.
So,
Karyn. So Lisa said her thing. So for persons like Caroline was saying, it was a desperate case of wanting them because Jordan was there, right? By her red flag, she ignored the signs. What advice would you give to ladies, who yeah, what advice would you give? All right. What advice would you give, right, to persons in a similar situation like Caroline? Because you see, she ignored the red flag because he had a nice, etc., etc. And then you see what happened. She's not traumatized by the situation.
The thing is to understand that, and it is something that, especially now with quarantine and curfew and all of this kind of a stuff, that I find that a lot of us now have to deal with. We have to understand that horny is a state, right? And like any other state, horny will pass. Horny never kill nobody yet. Yet. Never. Like I promise you, sweetheart.
It's a serious state, not Karyn.
No, and no, you see, the thing is this, right? We have to understand that the truth is that we can control our impulses, we can control our urges. Yeah? Oftentimes, however, that becomes the excuse that we use to facilitate us walking out of our minds for a quick minute, right? And I'm saying, listen, if that works for you periodically, not that's out of the park. But the truth is, most of us, especially the women, are unable to control that. because she could have gone and feasted on that yummy phallus. She could have had that and enjoyed it and said, thank you, deuces, blessings, right? But as a result of that, then it became something more. And it was all in her brain because he didn't lose stride, He continued to be himself. He was committed to the mother of his child because he didn't give her money, but the mother of his child was getting money. So he knew where his commitment lies. So the thing is, as women, there is a way that we need to protect ourselves and understand that great sex doesn't mean that we can have a great relationship. They are not what is that? They don't necessarily add up. They don't necessarily correlate. Great sex is just that, great sex. Great chemistry can just be that, great chemistry. It doesn't mean that I can build a relationship. And so there must be a point that we are evaluating what exactly is this person bringing to the table. Can I build with this individual? What are the things that matter to me in this relationship? And as I said, most of us don't know what we want in the relationship. The only thing that we have any degree of clarity around is what we don't want.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we do not spend some time asking ourselves what we want, and then being able to say, I deserve this. There's what I want, and then there's what I deserve. And when I get clear on those things, and there's a way that certain things, I'm just not going to dip into. When you're 20 and you're 30 or whatever, there's certain mistakes that you can make. And some of them even happen in your 40s. But there is a point at which you need to stop and do the evaluation. And that evaluation oftentimes require time away from sexual activity. So you can discern and arrest your urges. Arrest your urges, because the fact that you are horny isn't a reason to embark on a relationship. Go get sex if you're horny. When you're hungry, you go buy food. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't go and technically the supermarket. You just go get something to satisfy this right about now. So it is getting to that space that we can differentiate it. And
is that easier said than done, though, Karyn?
No, the thing is, you see, the thing is, most of us lack something that I refer to as discipline. Mm-hmm. Discipline. And again, as I said, we behave as though our impulses going to kill us. We can't survive. We can't. Horny is a state, and it will pass like any other state. Like any other state. It is transient. It will pass. So it is getting to the space now that you're comfortable. And as I said, there's nothing the matter with wanting to scratch the itch, but know that that's all it was. Don't try to bring the scratcher home. Don't try to make the scratcher into a husband and a life partner, because all it was a scratch. And if you don't see the traits, because a scratch can become a life partner. If you see the traits and the willingness of the individual to embark on that journey with you. If you're the only one who's prepared to take it there, then they're not ready. Jawbreaks. Jawbreaks.
All right. So as we wrap up, if you see the red flags, if you see the warning signs, don't try to change a person. Wrong. No. You have to know what are your deal breakers. And you have to stand on that. And oftentimes women, I'm not going to be calling out the women because we are the ones who do it. I'm not saying that men don't do it, but I find that we as women do it a lot more. We are the ones who are prepared to step back in terms of the things that we want. We start to ask ourselves whether or not we deserve or we can get the things that we're asking for. I'm saying set your standards and stand by them. You deserve it. You deserve it. Fabulously blessed is saying, I think we're still at the point as women where we feel as though we're being judged negatively when we do that. As in, you find that you satisfy your thirst and then you move on. She said, kind of like we can't do what the guys do and still be a lady. Yeah, but what do you care? This isn't junior high. We're adults here. Adults have, sexual desire. And the need to satisfy that sexual desire. So what I'm saying is square your shoulder and be you unapologetically. Get to the space where you don't give a rat's ass about what it is that society has to say. Society is hypocritical, to say the least. Mm-hmm. Manju is asking, how do you run though when you're already in it?
How do you what?
Run when you're already in it.
Yeah, well, then you stop. The lady said it. Caroline said it. She took up her phone and she says, come get your shit. It's a wrap. That's it. Wrap it up. It is possible. And what a lot of us fail to understand is that we still have choice. So we believe that we need to be in this relationship, suffering it. No. If this isn't bringing, the level of it isn't bringing the level of enhancement. And notice that I said joy and whatever is because joy is fleeting. The level of enhancement that you need at this particular time, then walk away. Don't try to make people into something that they are not. People show you who they are, and when they do, believe them.
All right, Karyn. So that's it. Run to the hills. If you see the red flag, don't try to change a person. But where there can be compromise or where you can see where it can be worked out, you can work on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Clint, how can you be reached? Because especially knowing a whole heap of people have relationship issues, By the way,
girl.
Alicia, thank you so much. I know I saw you come up because I enjoyed it. I thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Clean. People with relationship issues, how can we reach? How can
you can. All right, so you can send me a DM. All right, so start with my Instagram page and it's Karyn D. Just send me a DM and you will get instructions in terms of how it is that you can set up a coaching session with me. Know that I am a straight talking coach. I am about helping you resolve your challenges. That is what I'm interested in. I'm interested in results. So when you come to me, come prepared to work.
I just want to jump in here. Yanzi said, sometimes like people see the deal breaker, but because of biological clock ticking, I guess they put it to the side because they want to try and work on that one, see the options running out.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Be prepared to deal with the consequences. Period.
All right. Karyn, thank you so much as always for coming on my live. I really appreciate it. Guys, I know a lot of us, we will be going through our relationship issues, especially now when you're locked up in the house. Them time that people say things for them never see before, Karyn, in terms of Lord God, never knows how to person.
Never knows how to stay.
Yeah. Get help.
Absolutely.
Before it get out of hand. Thank you, Karyn.
Absolutely. Blessings. Thanks for having me. Take care. Bye.
So I go back to my song now. Lisa, thank you. Stay there all night. Thank you, guys. Oh, wait, some of this one going on. Yeah, I see somebody sending a request. I don't know if it's by mistake or whatever. But I know I'd rather be alone than being unhappy. Yeah. Pull up. Yes, sir. Guys, another episode of Live with Dara. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And I will see you next week when we have another interesting topic to talk about. Until then, thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Big up yourself, all right? Take care.